we open on Spider's Deck, a map designed by Drought himself. Although Cherno has also had a fair amount of experience playing on this map, it would be silly to say that Drought really has the home advantage here. Well, it would be a bit silly, not completely silly. Already, Drought rushes down Caustic Weevil. Back to basic goes. Cherno, meanwhile, is bringing in some Dwarf Orange Bulbs. Yeah, an astute observation. Or is it? I do believe that in the middle of that large tiled room in mid, the BD will drop in. I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember that happening a few times. Unless that's changed recently or my memory deceives me, that is the case. Drought summons in a Rock Storm to fall upon Cherno, but it misses completely without him even having to move out of the way. Now, Cherno has returned the favor with a Bull Bear that has already got value. It's killed a couple of Drought's pigmen. Now, Cherno's in mid, and Boulder seems to be correct. There is no BD as far as it seems. Very disappointing, I have to say. That is like the place a BD would be, but there is no BD. But what there is a marble being taken out of that room by Cherno. Drought's hoping he can get there in time to intercept. We'll see if he's right. Well, he gets there in time to intercept, he's right about that, but will it work? The answer seems to be no, as Cherno is quickly reinforcing his marble. The jelly float might impede its path back, however. Which is why Cherno is plucking his pigmen, but he'll be doing that anyway. But it is a particular concern to deal with this thing, or at least get it out of the way, as Cherno is done. The marble is in, he has 2 marbles, Drought still not on a single one. That's something he's very quickly hoping to fix, as he brings down the Munch Weevil that can't hurt him, so it makes sense to get rid of it. Not only is it in the way, it's harmless. It cannot harm you, it can only annoy you, so just go for it. But Cherno is not just gonna let Drought get a marble. That would be the height of foolishness. And no foolishness flies in the grand fire. But wait! There is a BD! There is a BD after all, folks! I thought that was a very conspicuously BD-shaped area of the map. I love being right. Cherno fails to save his pigmen from the volatile Dweevil, possibly because the BD was in the way. And so now that marble is coming back for Drought, who is also currently leading an assault on Cherno's base. Seemingly a doomed one, but that's not the point. Drought is just trying to stall Cherno while his marble gets away. And a Dweevil got to it. Drought is punching it off the Dweevil. He has now punched it off the Dweevil. It is now getting away from the Dweevil. Drought has succeeded in collecting his second marble, making him even with Cherno. In it goes. Both are back to the sprouts, back to the onions to pluck. Seems they'll both be done at similar times. Drought heads up. ever so slightly before Cherno does. And is back in mid, while Cherno is taking a bit of a detour. Hoping to catch Drought out. Catch out the Drought. He has caught out the Drought. But Drought has responded quite well. Now I'm not even sure what Cherno's game plan is. For now, it seems to just be return to base. Now Drought is back on the case. And we're about to see what his next objective is. There it is over there. Gets the Dweevils out of the way. And begins the dig. But here comes Cherno, trying to sneak past with a spicy, which Drought denies at least in part. But enough of Cherno's Pikmin made it to Drought's marble to begin work on it. Drought shows up and will be able to defend this without the use of a spicy. But now, we see that this was most likely one of Cherno's classic moves. The fake-out steal. Go and steal the opponent's marble as a distraction from your real objective, which is the yellow marble that they were going after. Cherno's done this quite often. You could call it his signature stratagem. And it is that for a reason. It often works. Meanwhile, some of Cherno's Pikmin have followed Drought into his base. The same seems to have happened the other way around too. We have a Dweevil running around with Drought's marble. Cherno dismisses his Pikmin to go and do something. Probably just run around aimlessly. Now here comes Drought to let Cherno have it, because he has different marbles in mind. Marbles closer to home, more exposed, and more defensible. Drought sacrifices a single Pikmin to prevent the loss of several more, and, more importantly, to prevent the loss of any time. Here's Cherno trying to take the marble, but he fails. It's in. He's still trying to take Drought's, though. I don't think it's going to make it, however. Nope, it's not going to make it. He was outplayed as the Drought played. And we'll see if this is a recurring trend. Drought 1, Cherno 0. There are all manner of things in your starting room to grow with. There is little need to leave until later. However, players may still want to leave to stake an early claim on what could be out there. You see Drought having very good aim, being able to land a direct... What just happened there? That's not going to be good for Cherno in the long run, I do not believe. And there go more. 2 more to be precise. But he finally gets it down. they all want to pile on that Dwarf Bulb Orb instead. Sometimes the greatest limit to your efficiency is the stupidity of your pigmen. Now it's Drought's turn. Can he get it down safely? Bit of a risky dismiss. Only one Pikmin died, though. I'm surprised that one didn't die. Oh, wait, it did. Drought definitely has a better handle on these guys than Cherno does. And Drought is first to the marbles. Cherno a very close second, and with more Pikmin brought to bear. Can he turn this around? He seems to be. But our froggy friends might have the last laugh. Drought moves out once again, while Cherno is still plucking. One of Cherno's Pikmin is still at large, and gets thrown into the action that will bring it to a swift end, before it gets to respawn at least. Cherno goes in with a spicy, which Drought denies. And now, Drought, with the forward momentum he now has, is rushing in to capitalize on the situation. Here comes Cherno's response. The marble is out, but Cherno's going to keep it in his base, not in the ground. He needs to get a cherry to with that. That might be something he goes for, but it would certainly not be deliberate. I mean, you can't choose what you get from the cherries. Now, Drought, having thrown some of his spicy Pikmin on a marble, is heading back to base. Let's see what these cherries get. In drops a Munder's Dweevil. Could be a bit annoying. And now Cherno, with one Pikmin up over Drought, is on the move. Despite Drought appearing to be the winner in that last play, Cherno is up one bitter and one marble. And here's where Cherno starts losing Pikmin, and by extension, losing his momentum here. That said, he's going to make the most of what he still has. He manages to seize a yellow, well, until Drought bitters it. But now, Drought is out of bitters. Ordinarily, this would be an extremely bad situation to be in, because that means your opponent can then spicy and be effectively invincible, unless you have that much of a Pikmin leader. However, Cherno, in his antics, has expended all of his spices, so having no bitters is not as bad as it could be. Now Drought has used his last bitter, and Cherno's also used one of his two bitters. The last spray in the game is a bitter held by Cherno, and he's saving it for a good time to use it. Where's the marble? you might be asking. Where is Drought's marble? Drought is still plucking at base, as his marble continues to be in a most likely very undesirable location. Yep, there it is. Chernobog's here to shore it up. As it is about to go in. These precious few seconds will not be enough. And even if they were, it's doubtful as to whether Drought would have been able to save the day, even given that. Cherno, 1. Drought, 1. I didn't realize you can move the camera around before the round has even started. That's news to me. Probably news to many people. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just in the dark here recording this. But we saw Drought utilize that to get a good early view of the situation. You see Cherno trying to lure the Dwarf Bulborb away from the edge. Makes it a much safer kill. There's basically no reason not to do that. As Cherno is now getting started on his bridge. Drought is now also trying to lure the Dwarf Bulborb away. Very close shave there for that Pigman. And Drought is now also getting started on the bridge. Unlike Cherno, he doesn't have a Bulborb on the same side. It's on the opposite side. Which means it's quite likely to fall off the map, I imagine. I definitely think Cherno is ahead right now. Actually, it's rather inconclusive. Drought is using the pluck cancel to save a few milliseconds of time. And it's Cherno's bridge that finishes first. Looks like I was right once again. But when it's such high-level players against each other, there's usually no more than a few second difference between completions of the bridge and other such things for other maps. But immediately we see Drought go for his other bridge. We don't normally see people go for their other bridge. People usually only do this for a specific reason. Because when you break down the bridge home, that means you're confident that you can get marbles in quicker, and you're also confident that your opponent will not use this against you. That you will not let your opponent use this against you. We'll see how earned Drought's confidence really is. Oh, right, I just saw that. Thanks for pointing that out. Cherno is also building the bridge back. Interesting. So it looks like this has the potential to be an unusually aggressive game for this layout. Cherno is making his play for the mid marble. Away it goes. Here comes Drought's response. Or will there be one? Yes, there will. Drought's no fool, after all. Not the best split in the world, but also not the worst. But in drops the Bulbear. The Drought is now leading into Cherno's base and towards his onion, but he can't keep it there. And now it's coming back to bite him. Specifically to bite his Pikmin and then swallow them. Now Cherno can drop in another Pole Bear. The Drought is now trying to keep away from those marbles. Despite the fact that it seemed to be Cherno that was having a big lead, Drought's actually the one that's come out on top here. With 2 marbles home safe, and a third a decent amount of the way. Although this one can be saved by Cherno, and that's exactly what he's going to do now. As he now goes around, he's flanking Drought, he's heading over into his base, while Drought is otherwise occupied, forcing Drought to come back. Cherno is unable to prevent Drought from getting his 3rd marble, but Drought's own marble is still up in the air. Well, not literally, it's on the ground. Although Drought has mostly cleared up the threat now. And Cherno has managed to secure a marble. His first, in fact. Only now his first. Drought is in a very strong position right now, even despite the fact that he has no spices left. He used those spices precisely to reach this strong position. Cherno's first marble is going in, and Drought is moving out. The last marble he needs is on his side. We need a term for this, where you deliberately leave a marble on your side close to your onion for last. Something like marble saving or marble banking or whatever. I think would be a catchy term. And Drought resigned. Wait. Was that Drought or was that Cherno who resigned? I didn't look quickly enough. That must have been Cherno. Drought was clearly winning. I'm counting this as a Drought win. Drought 2, Cherno 1! We have this layout. I can't think of a good shorthand name for it. I call it the Blowhog 50/50 layout. That's only one of the many interesting things about this layout. But that's the only one I think can be made into a catchy name. You can't really call it the use the one on the left to kill the one on the right layout, because that's way too long. But that's what you do in your opening, usually. Cannon Beetle on the left can shoot over the raised area and kill the one on the right. The same is not true the other way around, as far as I know. Actually, I think it has been done like a couple times, but it's a lot easier to do it with the one on the left than the one on the right. Not dealing with the cannon beetles this way can be a lot more time-consuming a method of clearing them out. And often, the participant that uses the one on the left to kill the one on the right, against the participant that doesn't, will almost always win. But both participants, in their appropriate wisdom, have done as I've described. Drought loses a couple pigments to the electricity, and now it's his time to try his luck on the Blowhog 50/50. one of these two blowhogs has a marble inside, but it's random each round played on this layout. You have to hope the first one you attack is the winning ticket. Cherno's trying the blowhog 50-50 on the blowhog that appears to be on his left, Drought's right. The blowhog is down. Is it the winner? It's the winner! But Drought's the one who's taking the prize. Or is he? As soon as the carriers are forced off the marble, the fact that it's in contact with the onion leg causes it to ping, bounce off the onion leg and veer off to the right a bit, putting some distance between it and the onion. The Drought will now be able to close once again. But Cherno has also secured a marble, as Drought is bringing in his second after letting his first, and also has a cherry. Preparing now to drop in a bunch of bomb rocks. The icon's been changed, but it's still the same old bomb swarm you know and love, if you indeed know it and love it. Which I wouldn't expect many people to know who are newly watching, and I'd expect way fewer people to love. But now, Drought with a spicy that Cherno seems to be unable to counter. This is going to be not necessarily full bitter, but enough of one. Drought has made a very decisive play with that spicy. The Cherno is now desperately trying to stop. But all that desperation will not be getting him anything. Unless the Dweevil and the Withering Blowhog can save Cherno's day. And they just might. Cherno can't let Drought grab hold of that marble for a single split second or it's over. Except he did, and it is consequently over. Drought 3, Cherno 1. But we'll be going there now and seeing in action that difference. Let the round begin! I was gonna say, the inputs practically mirror each other until they didn't anymore. They were neck and neck on growth until they weren't. Or perhaps they will be again, as one of Drought's Pikmin is very late to the party and eliminates his growth lead. Cherno's out first. Despite that initial slip-up, Cherno was able to get out first. All because of one slow Pikmin for Drought. Now Cherno's out first a second time. And goes in with a spicy to quickly whisk away 3 marbles. Or, well, 2 and go in for a steal, while Drought is committing to a counter-steal fully. Risky moves in both cases. I'm not signed into Twitch on Streamlabs, so I can't ban this bot. Anyway, it looked from the onset like Drought was going to win this, because I definitely thought Drought's strategy was more effective. However, I honestly could not tell you who's winning right now. It seemed like Cherno was very close to securing that marble, but Drought managed to claw it back in the end. Now Drought is using his last spicy to get Cherno's marble in. But Cherno isn't there! This is the end! Right where he needed to be in the heat of the action, he was tucked away at home. You snooze, you lose, Cherno. Drought 4, Cherno 1! Remember, player, that you are of Combat Zone, and to Combat Zone you shall return. Did you just see that on Drought's end? The male she-grub took the Pikmin into its jaws, a mere fraction of a second after the Pikmin dealt the killing blow. So the Pikmin got caught in its jaws, and then it died, and then the Pikmin lived. This is nature documentary tier stuff right here. It is for this reason, among many others, that I really wish all of the Pikmin creatures were real. Then we could have nature documentaries about them, and that would make me very happy. Anyway, Cherno is bringing back a lot of corpses and a lot of cherries. Wanting to close Drought's Pikmin lead, which is only growing. Drought hits the big 5-0. I believe the first time this match that anyone has. Alright. Cherno is doing all sorts of crazy shenanigans in mid, while Drought is sticking to his corner of the map. Well, not really a corner, it's a pretty linear map. I mean, that's how I designed it. Yes, I designed it. I always say this whenever we play Combat Zone, because I am a little bit of an egomaniac. But I think everyone should be a little bit of an egomaniac. It's called self-confidence. It's called self-esteem. And I'd say it's better to have a bit too much of it than a bit too little. Anyway, we see Drought digging up loads of marbles right now, and is on his way to stop Cherno in his tracks. That's it. Drought's already won. There's nothing Cherno can do now. What an anticlimactic, or perhaps from another perspective, climactic finish to this whole tournament. That it would all end this way. The Onion Cup 2. The first tournament in which Drought took the championship title. The final round against Quote was extremely hard fought. And came down, in many instances, to single Pikmin delivering cherries that changed the outcome. This round against Cherno has been a very different conclusion. And a conclusion it is. With a final score of 5-1, Drought is the champion of the Sprout Cup 2! That's it! It's over! It's all over! The Sprout Cup 2! After over 2 months of all sorts of moments of joy and sorrow, of thrill and not so much thrill, has at long last come to a very fitting end. But with the end of old things comes the beginning of the new. We will, over the summer, be holding a very large and grand tournament that we hope to get many people for, and that we hope to last all summer if possible. The exact format of this tournament is yet to be decided, but if Drought can have it finished in time, we will be playing Bingo Battle in Pikmin 2. Yes, you heard that right. Drought is working on a hack that can recreate, within Pikmin 2's mechanics, and within the game, obviously, Pikmin 3 style Bingo Battle. It is still up in the air as to whether it will be finished in time. If not, we need not worry because we have other formats we can run instead. But if it is, then it will be an all-new experience that literally no one has ever been able to have before. That will be in over a month's time, though, and we have decided to have a hiatus period during that time in which we run no tournaments and we prepare for the summer. Part of the reason for this is plenty of people have exam season around this time, myself included. I have an exam in early June. So, we'll be waiting until the summer, and we hope you will be eagerly waiting along with us. For chair-bindingly engaging action to return to your screen once again. Until then, stay tuned!